Hey, welcome back to the channel. Guys out here chilling in the barn, kind of cleaning up, doing some spring chores and stuff like that. And I decided to make this little video. I think I'm strongly considering buying a new camera. And let me kind of tell you what's led me up to that point. I went and took the rest of my daughter's senior pictures. And we went down to the city. And I got them back and started editing them and stuff. And was looking at them and I was like, you know what? These don't suck. They don't completely suck. I think that I've gotten good enough that I'm comfortable enough taking photos and editing photos and doing that whole bit that I won't feel bad or I won't feel weird about charging somebody to do photos. So I decided that I'm going to start taking this a little bit more seriously, the photo and video side, content creation. I spent a better part of 2 years taking photos and creating content for the Palm Squad. And I think I've come a long ways in those 2 years. I mean, obviously. And I think that now is the time that my daughter's graduating and I'm not going to have just a whole lot to do. At least that's kind of the way I see it. And I'm not going to have a whole lot to photograph, that I want to try to start making a little bit of side money doing photos and videos for people. I really want to do sports teams, sports photos, media days, stuff like that. That's what I enjoy doing. All this crap I got bought out here, I want to put it to use. You know, I have all this crap that I bought, and if I don't do anything with it, then it's just going to sit out here until it rots, or I sell it for half the, a quarter of the price I got it. So that kind of went into the decision too. I'm like, yo, if I got all this crap, I might as well try to be making some little extra money on the side with all this equipment that I have. I really enjoy doing the flash photography, off camera flash. That's really what I like doing. I still struggle with natural light. I'm not gonna lie to you. There's some scenarios that I still struggle with, and natural light is one of them. But I'm starting to come around, starting to learn natural light photography. Man, it's tough. It's tough. The flash is so much easier. Taking the initial steps, create an Instagram account, Google thing. I mean, just the basic steps, and I need to do much more. But that's kind of where I've started. But that's kind of led me to my camera situation. Like you've been using the A7R4 for 2-3 years now, and it's been fantastic. Actually, there's nothing pretty much more that I would want in a camera except for speed. And some of the things that I want to do with my photography, in professional photography, is shoot sports. And I find that the A7R5 is at like 10 frames per second or 12 or whatever it is. It's just not fast enough for me. I would like, if it had 15, I would be, it wouldn't even be a conversation, but it's just kind of slow with the mechanical shutter. So I want something just a little bit faster. That puts a few cameras on the table above the A7R5. The Nikon Z8 or Z9 would be excellent choices, I'm sure. The Canon R5 Mark II would be an excellent choice, but it would just take such a monumental thing to get me out of Sony at this point. I'm just kind of so entrenched with the Sony, and a lot of people don't like Sony, and that's fine. I understand. I know this guy online, and he's bought every camera in the world. Every camera, I mean, you can imagine. Because he likes a camera to feel a certain way. All this stuff. Like, the experience of taking photos. That's not what I do. That's not what turns me on about photography. That's not what I like about cameras. I like the technology. I like 30 frames per second with super fast autofocus. That's what I like. I don't need some manual focus lens with the rangefinder, blah blah blah, and all this clicky this and blah 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 that. It just doesn't register to me. I just want a camera that it gets the job done, and I don't have to think about what I'm doing. You know, and that's what Sony cameras do for me, and that's why I like them so much. And I'm sure Nikon and Canon do the same thing, but I'm just comfortable with Sony. So that kind of leaves two cameras on the table as far as just Sony goes, and that's the A9 Mark III and of course the A1 II. The A9 Mark III, it doesn't interest me just a whole lot because it only has 24 megapixels. And that is enough generally to do pretty much everything, except when you go into crop mode, you only get like 10 megapixels, which I don't know, maybe that's enough, but I like to have more megapixels when I crop in. And I'm in that APS-C mode on my A7R5 just all the time. So that leaves only one camera for me, I think, and that's the A1 Mark II. 6,500 smackers. And that is a huge chunk of cash to drop on a camera. However, if I was to tell you, well, I want to go buy M11 or some Leica camera and a couple of lenses, that would be way more expensive than the 6,500 A1 Mark II, and nobody would think I'm crazy if I did that. So in my mind, it's a lot of money, but it's not too crazy in the grand scheme of things. Now, I have a lot of cameras at my disposal. I won't go into all of them. And I could sell, and I probably will sell a majority of them to make up the difference. And in my estimation, I would get to about $1,500 to $2,000 away from buying the A1 Mark II with the proceeds of the sale of my cameras. And I think that would be good enough for me to invest in the A1. So I think I can use that camera for 4 years or more, hopefully. I mean, you know how it goes. Of course, the photo specs in it are just off the charts great. It has like 30 frames per second, which is plenty enough for me. And the photo and the video aspects of it are just pretty much what I want. No crop and all the frames per second, blah blah blah. It just really fits what I want to do and what I want in a hybrid camera. Well, luckily for me, that camera is on back order, thankfully, or I'd probably already have one, to be honest with you. So what I want to do is I want to wait and see if I can book any clients in the spring and maybe into early summer, see kind of how the photography business goes. If I start booking more clients and stuff like that, I get around to football season, I may be making the switch to the A1 Mark II, that is for sure. So if you want to follow me on Instagram as far as my photography business goes, dynamic_motion_creative. That's what my photo business is going to be called. Do you think I can do this photography thing? I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm a little bit nervous about getting any kind of clients at all, but like sometimes I'll go on Facebook, the community page, and somebody will ask for photographer recommendations. There'll be like 80 responses to that, 80 people trying to get jobs. That is a lot of competition. And I know some people out there will do, a complete photo session with edited photos for like $50, $75. I'm not doing anything for $50 or $75. That's just not even worth driving anywhere to. So I don't know how the clientele is going to be, and I don't know how hard it is going to get clients. It may be harder than I think, but hey, man, if you never step out into that world, you just never know what it can be, So I got to try to get my toes wet a little bit. I got to try to do something here. So I don't know. That's about it. Thanks for watching.